Next topic. Powered by Niagara in 2024 with Tritium. JJ the Boss presents, Powered by Niagara 2024, the Supercharged Lowrider Edition. Cue hydraulics bouncing to the beat as the Niagara 4 Chicas lean out the windows of a candy paint 64 Impala with a compressed air supercharger humming under the hood. Intro, keeping it smooth like airbagged suspension. JJ the Boss, aight, fam. Y'all ready to ride with the Niagara 4 Chicas in this Tritium lowrider? We got Leah G riding shotgun, Miriam McKay tweaking the supercharger, Sky B handling the interior, and the Tzvidel twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, holding down the trunk. Let's break it down. Every bolt, every wire, every tag matters, just like in a show quality Impala. Engine revs as the Jace 9000 logo lights up like neon underglow. Chapter 1, the Jace 9000, a supercharged engine swap. Leah G, shotgun, solution navigator. Yo, this new Jace 9000. It's like dropping a LSV8 in place of a tired OL small block. Faster processor? Check. Linux kernel? Oh yeah. And that machine learning chip? That's like having a turbo tuner built in, future-proof, baby. Miriam McKay, back left, CCT config tool, and we ain't skimping on connections. 2 SKS slots, no Wi-Fi yet, we heard y'all, plus all ya old modules still fit. Like upgradin' from wire wheels to Dayton spokes. Smooth transition. Chapter 2, Niagara 4.13 U2, tuned like a pro's hydraulics. Sky B, back right, FX workbench. Peep the upgrades, y'all. Multi-tiered system database? Now it's like having X-ray vision for your whole network. No more guessing who's connected where. Unattended installs. Push updates like a ghost. Ride silent, slick, no pop-ups. Has stack 4 tags. Auto tag in points like a self-tuning ECU. Is this a temp sensor or a set point? The system knows. Tzvidel twins, trunk, CW/CVT and connected workflow, and yo, them sys logs. Now your security logs hit the cloud like a lowrider hop. IT teams can scan for trouble without peeking under the hood. Chapter 3, Remote access, like cruise control for integrators. JJ the Boss, gripping the wheel. Say goodbye to rolling a truck for every tiny fix. Now you can discover backnet devices from your couch, thanks, HTML5. Baseline analytics like a pit crew dialing in suspension. PTZ camera feeds live in your dashboard. Big Brother vibes, but make it bougie. Cue the Cheshire Cat grin from a security cam feed. Chapter 4, Certificates and Security, the VIP bouncer. Miriam McKay, tapping the touch screen. aight, listen, certificates are like velvet ropes for your data. Niagara 4.13 SCADA, OAuth for Gmail/alerts. Google ain't playin' no more. Contextual help so you don't gotta be a cryptographer to set 'em up. Future Auto CA feature? Your Jace will soon sign its own certs like a baller with a pen. The Queen of Hearts screams, off with their HTTP heads, as TLS locks it down. Final lap, what's next? JJ the Boss, droppin' the mic, so what's comin'? Niagara 4.14 with brick ontology, more browser-based engineering, and maybe even editing PX pages from ya phone. Till then, keep ya system smooth like airbags, ya data tight like supercharger belts, and ya tags clean like chrome rims. Peace out. Hydraulics bounce as the Impala rolls off screen. Post-credits scene, the Mad Hatter pops up, sipping tea. Why is a raven like a Jace? Because they both carry has stack 4 tags. Ha! Dormu snores in the cup holder. Alice's Niagara adventures in Tech Wonderland. Down the rabbit hole of building automation we go. Chapter 1, The White Rabbit's Jace 9000. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm late for the 4.13 update, screeched the White Rabbit, frantically waving a glowing Jace 9000 like a pocket watch. Eat me cake equals Linux kernel upgrade, makes Alice grow smarter. Drink me potion equals machine learning chip, shrinks troubleshooting time to 0. 2 SKS slots? No Wi-Fi yet, but the Cheshire Cat's working on it. His grin flickers in and out of the cloud. Chapter 2, The Mad Hatter's 4.13 Tea Party. The Hatter, March Hare, and Dormouse slam teacups, and keyboards, on the table, multi-tiered system database. Why is a raven like a jace? Because they both see everything now. The Dormouse snores in a syslog. Unattended installs, no more 10 o'clock human interruptions. The Hatter sobs into his HTML5 viewer. Has stack 4 tags, the caterpillar blows smoke rings that auto-magically label points. Who are BACnet. Chapter 3, The Queen of Hearts security trial off with their HTTP heads, screamed the Queen, waving a flamingo croquet mallet, aka TLS 1.3. OAuth for Gmail alerts, the Knave of Hearts stole the passwords, so now Google demands 2 FAT ceremonies. Certificates, sign this warrant. I mean, CSR. The King whispers, just use the auto-CA mushroom. Chapter 4, The Mock Turtles containerization song. Will you, won't you, Dockerize Niagara, sang the Mock Turtle, floating in a subscription-based cloud soup. Niagara in a box? Or a switch? Or a toaster? The Griffin rolls his eyes, monolithic? More like madlithic. Chapter 5, The Cheshire Cat's remote access grin. We're all mad here, but now you can debug madness from home. Reverse proxy Croquet, whack firewall holes with the HTML5 hedgehog. PX page editing? Soon, maybe, unless the Jabberwocky eats the API. The trial of the Red Queen's Edge devices. Sentence first. Updates after. Edge 434, guilty of being too affordable. Painted roses turn from red to BACnet blue. Digital wall module, the playing cards gasp as it displays code 2 levels, and the Queen's temper. Epilogue, Alice wakes up, but the cloud follows her. Wait, was it a dream? Or just Niagara remote? The Mad Hatter winks, check your certificate expiry dates, dear. Reality's just a containerized subscription. Moral of the story, in Wonderland and automation, the only sane choice is hybrid cloud T, half local, half mad, 100% secure. SIP responsibly. The end, or just a 4.14 beta. Cue the Dormouse snoring in the audit logs. Alice's Niagara adventures in Automation Wonderland. One ordinary afternoon, Alice was reading a very boring manual about building controls when whoosh, a frantic white rabbit in a Johnson Controls vest dashed by, shouting, "Oh my whiskers! I'm late for the Niagara 4.13 U2 upgrade." Curious Alice tumbled down the rabbit hole and landed with a thud in. Chapter 1, The Jace 9000 Tea Party. Alice found the Mad Hatter and March Hare cramming tiny Linux kernels into a giant Jace 9000 teapot. Mad Hatter, this processor is 300% faster than the 8000. Have some more RAM. He poured tea into the USB ports. White Rabbit, no time. No time. We must containerize the Docker before the Queen arrives. Suddenly, the caterpillar blew smoke rings that formed has stack 4 tags in the air. R, UU. Point 72. Ahu 1 discharge temp. Vov 3 occupancy. Chapter 2, The Queen's Croquet Game, of Certificates, Queen of Hearts, off with their HTTP heads. Bring me TLS 1.3 or else. The frightened playing cards scrambled, we're trying, Your Majesty. But the OAuth tokens keep expiring. And the syslogs won't stop giggling. Nearby, the Cheshire Cat helped Alice with remote access, just click this reverse proxy, or was it that one? Honestly, I'm only 90% visible myself. Chapter 3, The Mock Turtles containerization song. Will you, won't you, Dockerize me, sang the Mock Turtle while floating in a cloud subscription soup. Griffin, it's not really a turtle, it's a microservice in disguise. Chapter 4, The Trial of the Edge devices. The Red Queen put the new Edge 434 on trial, you're too affordable. Guilty. The gardeners quickly painted its price tag red. Meanwhile, Tweedledee and Tweedledum fought over, BACnet Secure is better. No, Niagara Remote is. The grand finale, Alice wakes up. Alice blinked awake to find the Mad Hatter sipping tea from a Jace 9000, was it a dream? Or just, a really good webinar? The Cheshire Cat's grin lingered in her browser, we're all mad here, but at least our tags are auto-magical now. Moral of the story, in Wonderland and automation, the maddest solution is usually the right one. The Dormouse snored loudly inside a backup file. 2.2 Alice's Most Marvelous, Madcap Niagara Adventure. One perfectly ordinary afternoon, Alice was reading a dreadfully dull manual about thermostats when whoosh, a panicked white rabbit in a tritium vest dashed past, clutching a glowing Jace 9000 and shrieking, I'm late. I'm late. The 4.13 U2 update waits for no one. Before she could say BACnet, Alice tumbled down the rabbit hole and landed plop. Right in the middle of Chapter 1, the Jace 9000 Tea Party. The Mad Hatter and March Hare were force-feeding ram cookies to a giant teapot labeled Jace 9000 while the Dormouse snored inside its USB port. Mad Hatter, this teapot has a 300% faster pour rate. Have some Linux tea. He dumped an entire kernel into Alice's cup. White Rabbit, no time for cream. We must containerize the Docker before the Queen's security audit. Just then, the caterpillar blew smoke rings that magically turned into, has stack forte AIGs, the smoke shaped into AHU 1_ discharge temp and VOB 3_ occupancy. Chapter 2, the Queen's security croquet match. Queen of Hearts, off with their HTTP heads. Bring me TLS 1.3 or I'll order a cipher suite execution. The terrified playing cards scrambled, Your Majesty, the OAuth tokens keep turning into pumpkins at midnight. And the syslogs are making funny faces behind your back. Nearby, the Cheshire Cat helped Alice with remote access, simply follow the reverse proxy, or was it the forward proxy? Honestly, I'm only 47% visible today. His IP address kept disappearing. Chapter 3, the Mock Turtles Containerization Blues. Will you, won't you, join the Docker dance? Will you, won't you, give cloud subs a chance, sang the Mock Turtle while floating in a subscription soup tureen. Griffin, pay no attention. He's just a microservice in Turtle's clothing. Chapter 4, the Great Edge Device Trial. The Red Queen put the Edge 434 on trial for being too reasonably priced. Guilty. Paint its price tag crimson, screamed the Queen as the gardeners frantically dipped roses in BACnet blue paint. Meanwhile, Tweedledee and Tweedledum bickered, BACnet Secure is the only real protocol. Niagara Remote lets me fix HVAC from my bathtub. Chapter 5, the Jabberwocky of Legacy Systems. A terrifying Jabberwocky made of tangled wires and Windows XP licenses roared, beware the BMS of old. Its certificates have expired and its Java is mold. Alice bravely grabbed the Vorpal tag sword, now with auto-tagging, and snicked. Sliced through the chaos. The wake up, or was it? Alice blinked awake to find the Mad Hatter using her laptop as a teacup saucer. Was it a dream? Or did you actually understand machine learning for once? The Cheshire Cat's grin remained on her Zoom screen. We're all mad here, but at least our firewalls are properly configured. Moral of the story, in Wonderland and building automation, the maddest solution is usually the right one, and always back up your station first. The Dormouse continued snoring inside a JSON file, dreaming of REST APIs. The end. Until the 4.14 beta release next Tuesday. Next topic. Electrical engineer explains one-line diagrams. JJ the Boss presents, one-line diagrams, the supercharged lowrider edition. Cue hydraulics bouncing to the beat as the Niagara 4 Chicas lean out the windows of a candy pane 64 Impala with a compressed air supercharger humming under the hood. Intro, keepin' it smooth like airbagged suspension. JJ the Boss, aight, fam. Y'all ready to ride with the Niagara 4 Chicas in this tritium lowrider? We got Leah G ride-in shotgun, Miriam McKay tweaking the supercharger, Sky B handling the interior, and the Tzvidel twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, holding down the trunk. Today, we breaking down one-line diagrams. Every wire, every fuse, every tag matters, just like in a show-quality Impala. Engine revs as the Jace 9000 logo lights up like neon underglow. Chapter 1, What's a one-line diagram? Leah G, Shotgun, Solution Navigator. Yo, a one-line diagram is like the blueprint of your electrical system but on hydraulics. Instead of showing every single wire, like a messy schematic, we simplify it to one line representing multiple wires. Think of it like this: Miriam McKay, back left, CCT config tool. If your Impala's wiring was a spaghetti mess, a one-line diagram is like straight piping it clean, simple, and easy to follow. No more tangled wires, just pure power flow. Chapter 2, Why we use M, the supercharger analogy. Sky B, back right, FX workbench, peep the upgrades, y'all, complexity. Nah, we simplify like tuning a 30-story building's wiring into a single-page diagram. Efficiency. Faster than a supercharger kicking in, engineers can spot issues quick. Scalability. Handles big systems, like a lowrider on airbags, without sagging under pressure. Tzvidel twins, trunk, CW/CVT and connected workflow, and yo, just like how our Impala's airbag suspension adjusts to any road, one-line diagrams adapt whether it's a tiny house or a skyscraper. Chapter 3, Breaking it down, the lowrider wiring edition. JJ the boss, gripping the wheel. Let's hop this ride step by step. Keycap 1 power source, the battery, like the Impala's engine, it all starts here. Could be a transformer, utility power, or a generator, backup juice. Keycap 2 distribution, the fuse box, main breaker equals the big homie protecting the whole system. Branch circuits equals like rims, each one handles a different part of the ride, lights, outlets, AC. Keycap 3 loads, the accessories, receptacles, lights, elevators. These are your subwoofers and neon lights. They consume power and make the building live. Cue the Cheshire Cat grin from a flickering light symbol. Chapter 4, Pro Tips, keeping it clean like chrome rims. Miriam McKay, tapping the touch screen. AIT, listen, certificates are like velvet ropes for your data. Niagara 4.13 SCADA, color coding equals hot wires, red, neutrals, white, grounds, green. Labels equals every component tagged like a custom license plate. Symbology equals squares for panels, circles for breakers, lightning bolts for fault current. The Queen of Hearts screams, off with their unlabeled wires. Final lap, what's next? JJ the boss, dropping the mic, so what's coming? Smart panels, IoT integration, and maybe even AI fault detection. Till then, keep ya diagrams smooth like airbags, ya wires tight like supercharger belts, and ya tags clean like chrome rims. Peace out. Hydraulics bounce as the Impala rolls off screen. Post-credits scene, the Mad Hatter pops up, sipping tea from a circuit breaker. Asterisk Y is a raven like a one-line diagram. Because they both carry has stack 4 tags. Ha. Dormouse snores inside a conduit. Mic drop. Alice's electrifying adventure in one-line Wonderland. One boring afternoon, Alice was staring at a tangled mess of wires when whoosh, a frantic white rabbit in an electrician's vest dashed by, shouting, "Oh my circuits! I'm late for the main breaker inspection." Before she could say voltage drop, Alice tumbled down a conduit and landed zap, right in. Chapter 1, The Mad Electrician's Tea Party. The Mad Hatter and March Hare were stuffing fuses into teacups while the Dormouse snored inside a junction box. "This tea party runs on 208 volts, cried the Hatter, dumping sugar cubes labeled as stack 4 into his cup. "No time for grounding. "The Queen's coming for her arc flash inspection," wailed the White Rabbit. Just then, the caterpillar blew smoke rings shaped like circuit symbols, R, UU. 400A main breaker? 20A branch circuit? VOB3 occupancy sensor. Chapter 2, The Queen's Croquet Game, with live wires. Queen of Hearts, off with their ungrounded heads. Where are your GFCI breakers? Her playing cards trembled, "Your Majesty, the neutral is floating. And the ground wires making faces at us." Nearby, the Cheshire Cat helped Alice read a one-line diagram, follow the single line, or was it the three-phase? Honestly, I'm only 60% visible during brownouts. Chapter 3, The Mock Transformers Song. Will you, won't you, step up the voltage? Will you, won't you, balance the load, sang the mock turtle floating in an oil-filled transformer. Griffin, nonsense. That's just a delta Y connection in disguise. Chapter 4, The Great Panel Board Trial. The Red Queen put a 200A panel on trial, guilty of being underrated. Paint its bus bars red. The gardeners frantically sprayed insulation paint while Tweedledee and Tweedledum argued, parallel feeders are safer. Series is more elegant. Chapter 5, The Jabberwocky of Fault Currents. A terrifying Jabberwocky made of sparking wires roared, beware the 100K fault current. Its arc flash will vaporize your tools. Alice bravely grabbed an insulated screwdriver and ZOT, defeated it with proper PPE. The wake up, or was it? Alice blinked awake to find the Mad Hatter using her multimeter as a teacup. Was it a dream? Or did you actually calculate voltage drop correctly? The Cheshire Cat's grin remained on the electrical drawings. We're all mad here, but at least our one-line diagrams are properly labeled. Moral of the story, in Wonderland and electrical work, the maddest drawings are the most useful, and always wear your voltage-rated gloves. The Dormouse continued snoring inside a conduit, dreaming of perfectly balanced three-phase loads. The end. Until the next NEC code update, next topic. How electrical control panel works. PLC control panel basics. Electrical panel components whose ride-in were in JJ's compressed air supercharger Impala. Leah G front passenger seat, she's the DIN rail, baby. Right there up front, running the show, strong and standard sized. Everything snaps into her world just like them control components clip into that DIN rail. Miriam McKay back right seat, she's our wiring duct queen, keepin' them wires tucked cleaner than a line lock burnout. Organized, graceful, and always looking good, she covers up that mess like a pro. Sky B trunk on the 12 sub box, this chica? She's that 24V power supply, boom, power from the back. She steps that 120V juice down low like a bass drop, feedin' that whole PLC system with smooth, reliable volts. Tzvidel Lady Z and Tzvidel Sandra Z back left and middle, these twins are terminal blocks and fuse terminal blocks always workin' in pairs, jumpin' voltage and protectin' circuits like a tag team on the track. Fuse block Lady Z got her eyes on amperage overdraw like a hawk, and Sandra Z keeps those wires clicked and proper. Under the hood how the system hits. Now listen here, that control panel is like my lowrider's air suspension and supercharger system, the enclosure. That's the Impala's shell. Protects all the inner glory, from chrome to circuit. Mounting frame. That's like your car's chassis, it holds everything solid. No wiggle, no rattle. DIN rail, Leah G? Think of her like the compressed air line manifold under my dash. Every valve, or component, snaps into her, keeps the air, or electricity, flowing where it needs to. Wiring duct, Miriam McKay? Like my airline tuck jobs, no loose hoses, no spaghetti mess, everything zip tied and locked in. Fire it up, powering the panel, and the ride. Now let's hit the ignition. We got single phase power, like hitting that first stage of nitrous. It comes into an MCB, miniature circuit breaker, think of that as your kill switch up front. Each MCB controls a circuit, lamp, fan, heater that's your stereo, AC, and them hydraulics. Then SCADA steps in 24V power supply drops that voltage smoother than air out the bags when I lay frame. She sends juice through terminal blocks, and them Xvidal twins jumper them blocks like a crew hand in tools in the pits. Everyone gets the same power, but safe and isolated. Brain of the operation that PLC system. Now check this out. PLC is the brain box, the tuner ECU of the whole setup. PLC CPU gets clean power from SCADA digital input cards and digital output cards. Think of those like your pressure sensors and air valves. Inputs feel the road, outputs make the car move. Every card gets wired into terminal blocks, so you don't wire directly to a device like a rookie. You keep it clean, safe, and swap friendly. From sensor to spinning motor, like tracking the drag tree. Picture this: sensor, photoelectric eye, watches the track like the starter light sees a box, or burnout, and tells the PLC. PLC flips on a contactor, which slams three-phase juice to that motor, and just like that, conveyor, or drive shaft, starts moving. That's like the solenoids kicking on and dropping that Impala like it's hot. Stay connected switches, gateways, and the crew. But we ain't riding solo, we got relays for actuators, like pop in the trunk. Ethernet switches and protocol gateways connect the system like CB radios at a street meet. All these pieces, just like my crew on race night, need to communicate even if they speak different languages. Final pass tidy and tuned before we close the panel, or the trunk. We lay them wiring ducts clean. Ain't no spaghetti wiring in JJ's shop, only show car level control panels. That's how we keep it safe, tight, and race ready. So there you have it, sugar, how a PLC control panel works, laid out clean with airbag logic, Impala styling, and the Niagara 4 Chicas ride-in shotgun. Next time we'll take a ride through the marshalling panel garage, where we hide the mess like a nitrous bottle in the back seat. Until then, keep that boost up, bags down, and logic solid. JJ Dub Boss, out. Alice's PLC panel pandemonium in Wonderland. One day, little Alice tripped over a wiring duct and fell smack dab into a control panel hole. Splat. Fizzle. Zap. Down, down, down she went, right into a blinky, buzzy, beepy place called Wonderland Electrical Control Land. Where am I? Cried Alice, brushing static sparkles off her pinafore. You're inside the brains of a control system, silly goose, giggled the white rabbit, who was carrying a MCB breaker like a briefcase. Late. I'm late for the power update. The caterpillar and the DIN rail. Next, Alice met a grumpy caterpillar sitting on a shiny metal strip called a DIN rail. Who are you? He droned through clouds of voltage vapor. I'm Alice. But where are all these parts going? On me, he said. I'm the DIN rail. Everything clicks and sticks on me. PLCs, terminals, power supplies. Snappity snap. I'm like Lego for electricians. Alice blinked. You're like Mr. Potato Head but made of metal. The caterpillar puffed. Insolent child. Mad Hatter's Power Tea Party. Alice stumbled next into the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, but instead of tea, it was all about power. Voltage for everyone, he shouted, pouring 120V into teacups and accidentally zapping the dormouse's tail. Oh, oopsie daisy. Where's the juice go? Asked Alice. The March Hare, wearing a transformer as a top hat, cackled, well, first you got your MCBs, miniature circuit bunnies. They keep the zap-zaps in check. Then you downstep it with SCADA. I mean a 24V power supply, yelled the dormouse, now slightly singed but still smiling. And I suppose the T goes through a terminal block. Alice guessed. Yes, cried all three, flipping a table. And don't forget the fuse blocks, or you'll blow a gasket, girl. The Cheshire Cat's disappearing PLC. Suddenly, a face appeared, just a grin floating in mid-air. Looking for logic, purred the Cheshire Cat. We keep our brains in a box here, the PLC. Programmable logic crazy cat. Oh, said Alice. Is it like the Queen's rules? Exactly, said the cat. The PLC says when to blink the lights, spin the motors, or shout off with their heads, to bad circuits. Then he vanished, but not before dropping a photoelectric sensor into Alice's hands. Give this to the Griffin. He's running the conveyor belt. Queen of Hearts royal marshalling mayhem. Alice tiptoed into a castle full of playing cards, painting roses red and wiring sensors to blocks. The Queen of Hearts was screaming, who wired this relay wrong? Off with there, oh wait, it's grounded. Never mind. Too many wires. Not enough space, sobbed a gardener card. Ah, said Alice. You need a marshalling panel. Move the messy bits to the back. Hide 'em like Jabberwock crumbs under the rug. The King of Hearts clapped. Brilliant child. Give her a biscuit and a DIN rail. The Mock Turtle and the Ethernet switch. By the beach, Alice found the Mock Turtle sadly untangling Ethernet cables. I tried to talk to the valve, he sniffled. But I only speak BACnet and it speaks Modbus. Alice grinned. Then you need a gateway, silly. It's like a translator fish only for machines. Would you like to dance the relay rumba? Asked the Griffin, already spinning up a contactor and shaking his tail feathers. The end, almost. Before Alice could say output card, she tripped over a jumper wire and fell back into her living room, zapped into normal size and covered in fuses, duct tape, and mystery biscuits. She blinked. Was that a dream? Then she saw the caterpillar on her circuit diagram, smirking. And from the toaster came a faint whisper, off with the amperage, the end, until the next panel is powered up. Let me know if you want to turn the Queen's croquet game into a metaphor for closed-loop control or PID tuning next.